Welcome to the Roundtable, episode 22. I'm so glad to have you guys here. When you come into the chat, if you're in here, hit the thumbs up, please. Let us know you're here so we can show you some love. You guys, let's get into these topics and let's bring in our panel. Welcome. Hey, sis. We got our sister niece. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. We already got American Top Gunner in the house. What's
Nice.
up? Good to see you. And none other than our brother, House of Tattoos. How are you, brother?
Hello. Good. How you ladies doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Pretty
Hey,
good.
Jennifer, Jen, I hear an echo. Is it me or is it you?
I don't hear it. Do you hear it, Denise?
I don't hear it.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold
Okay.
on. Hey, hold on.
Hi guys, welcome.
Okay, it was me.
Here's
Got
your-
it.
You tried to throw me under the bus, huh?
Hey, saludos to everybody in the chat right now.
That's right. That's right.
Send mine.
That's right. We got
Hello.
that's right, my brother.
Oh, Cholo Trucker.
Yeah. Did you guys see our picture? Finally
Yeah, I did.
in person.
You're lucky you got to meet Cholo Trucker.
I know, right? I felt like
and Bella.
You gotta tell us
No,
about
that's good. That was dope.
it
That's
was
a blessing.
a real privilege, to meet him and Belle in person and Fred
Good.
and his lovely wife. It's like one of those things you never know, how if people are going to be the same or like how you expect them to be in person. And when it's like a situation like that where they supersede your expectations of how you feel they were and they're true to who they are, it's a good feeling. I can
It is. It's a blessing.
Yeah,
That's good, man.
That was nice.
Yeah,
But
I met him a few times, maybe like twice, I think, 2 or 3 times. But yeah, very.
Yeah,
cool.
I met him one time at a car show. I was starstruck when I seen him.
I know. I saw your eyes twinkling in the picture.
That was sunny.
That's right. Let's just kick it off with how our weekends were. I'm going to start out. Well, let me start out with you. How's Denise tapped
I'll
out?
be right back.
Okay.
Say that again.
How was your
Oh,
weekend?
it was good. Yeah, it was my birthday Friday. Thank you for tapping in that day. And it rained over here Saturday. We were gonna have a barbecue, but we didn't. But we had one yesterday. And the kids, they had the cake and the ice cream. Well, they know I like what do you call that? Cheesecake.
Ooh.
So they had cheesecake, and stuff. And we had food. I was stuffed yesterday. I was full, and we had a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was so cute. The video of your grandbabies in the pool having
Oh
fun.
yeah, that's Roman.
Yeah, that's so cute.
He calls me because he can't say grandpa right, but he's Baba.
So fresh.
Love that, yeah.
Yeah. So when I tried to tap, that night I tried to tap in, right? On my birthday, and I couldn't figure out what's up with my camera. So I was like thinking my computer's broke, like the worst. I would do that. My mind goes to the worst, right? Turns out on this, the very next day I go to look at my laptop, try and figure it out, the big, what's wrong? My Ruby, she put a happy face sticker over the camera hole. The whole time there was a sticker over it. I'm like, man.
That'll do it.
Why it was dark? I was like, why is she dark?
I know, it was just totally black. I'm like, well, that makes sense, right?
Right.
Over it. Yeah. Look at Denise.
It's the Giants.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I thought that's what you got. Well, right at the
cheesecake, man. That's my favorite cheesecake, man.
Yeah, cheesecake is bomb. That's my son.
Give me a second. Let me turn the fan on in here.
Hey,
There's
Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Good to see you, girl.
I know. I wish she would jump on one day.
Yeah, I hope she does. I'm gonna drop the link like the last.
Hey, thank you, Teresa, for showing up on my live the other day too, man. That was a blessing, man.
I saw her in there too. That was awesome. How
thank you.
Was your weekend, Denise? Oh, we got Sunny. Is that you, Sunny? For real?
Did you say loyal?
Saludos, Sunny boy.
Just Sunny.
I only got like 2 minutes. Oh, thank you, Sunny. We appreciate you tapping in. Yeah. You have any wisdom you want to drop?
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. Yeah, I'm gonna and praying for you. I know you weren't feeling good. I think in a video I saw the other day. So
saludos, Vic Med. I see Vic Med there too.
Yeah, shout out Vic Med, Indica Delusion. Shout out Teresa.
Teresa. She's like Monday. I know. I've been saying Monday all day.
Right. So did you
And it's Tuesday, huh?
yeah, it is Tuesday roundtable. How was your weekend? What did you do?
Me?
Anything?
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
This weekend we went to this convention. They had just a bunch of vendors, of Halloween vendors. So it was cool. I got a cup. Um, what else? We got some candy, and it was just really cool. I bought my daughter a shirt.
Mhm.
Lost Boys, I guess it was a Lost
Oh,
Boys shirt.
nice.
And then my other daughter got, dang, I forgot, a cute shirt though, like Halloween stuff. And
Saludos, Victor.
it was
Where was
cool.
that at, Denise?
Huh?
Where was that at?
That was in Santa Ana.
Oh, Santa Ana? Okay.
Yeah, I was in Santa Ana at a hotel, and they had like the ballroom. It wasn't that big like I expected, but they had like the ballroom, just 5 or 6 rows of vendors and stuff, and it was cool.
That's good.
Nice. Yeah, I took a picture with the Hocus Pocus.
I
Yes.
seen that one.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
It was fun. We had
The
a good
chainsaw. I seen him with the chainsaw.
All right.
I seen your husband in the background right there,
Yeah.
standing in the back there. Too.
And then on Sunday, yeah, because it was kind of like a Saturday.
Mhm.
My husband took me to the mall and he bought me a hat, a Cowboys hat, and what else did I buy? Oh, a shirt. I got a new shirt I get a new shirt every season, so
Yeah.
it was kind of cool. And to do that, and then I said, oh, you know what? Let's go. I wanted to get my nephew. He's 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
10. He's 10. So I said, let's go pick him up. It's like a
Hey, hard life. How you doing, Tony?
for him. So we did that, and then he was here. Yeah, he's here, and we had pizza. And
Your nephew?
he likes to watch scary movies, and I'm not about scary movies.
Oh no.
I don't like scary movies or like real Halloween scary stuff.
Yeah. Like the thriller type scary. I don't like those either.
Like
I'm gonna give a shout out to who is it? Tony Heart Life. He was on my live. He tapped in and he was at the concert of Metallica.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. That was fun.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna have to hear from him. If you're
Thank you, brother.
We're gonna have to hear how that was. We want to hear.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everybody in the chat. Hi, Floyd.
Floyd, how you doing, Floyd? Victor Garcia.
With the nephew, got him a shirt. That sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah, you had a good weekend, Jen?
Yeah. Cindy Ann, it's good to see you. Girl, haven't seen you in a minute. What a blessing to see you tonight. Glad to see you.
Cindy? Oh, nice.
Hey, what's up with the black today?
I always have on. I guess all three of us do tonight, huh?
What's up, black?
I know. I never wear black, really. But.
Yeah, I always wear. I don't know why. I need to start. I don't know, venturing into some different colors of.
I got my black brocha on today.
Yeah. My daughters steal all my clothes, so I end up with just all the black shirts left. But it's all good. That's part of having daughters, right?
You know what? My daughters don't love, which is great. I mean, they do. Well, my perfumes, but not like my clothes.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. We're going to get into the topics in a minute, guys. So hang tight because you're going to want to hear this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis.
I have the light on top of me, so I'm trying to get used to getting stuff. So I'm
you're set up. You get it.
You're shining. You're glowing, Denise. You're glowing.
I don't like that.
You're glowing.
So I gotta figure things out.
Look angelic. Angelic. Yeah. So my weekend was good. Obviously, if you guys caught the community post with the picture, I was blessed to meet Brother Cholo Trucker and then Belle. Absolutely beautiful inside and out in person. And Fred from Two Face Entertainment and his lovely wife. They're tagged in the community post as well. So that was like a really big thing for me. You guys are always telling me, you want to see me get out and do something. So that might not be a big deal for most people, but I don't really get out and do stuff. So.
All right, Jen, that's great. Hey, Fred from Two Face Entertainment, is that one dude that he looks familiar that does movies with Cholo Trucker?
Yes, I was about to say.
Okay, I thought he looked familiar. Yeah.
Oh, yes, there she is.
Yeah.
Were you able to
Hello,
see?
Bella.
Were you
Hello.
able to see
Love her.
Paul or no?
No, you know what? I was gonna try to make it up there, to the opening. Well, the opening of the new building, right? For
Pastor David Rocha.
church. Yes. Shout out to them, to Sharon. But I didn't have anyone to. Thank you, Roots is good. I'm gonna figure out a costume right now, Strange Days. I didn't have anyone to watch Ruby, and she was not really down for the drive, and she doesn't do well with long road trips, I should say.
Okay.
So I had to be on mom duty, but that's all right. Next time I'll make my way up there. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
hello, everyone. And it's like 2 hours from me, so it's manageable. But with
That's not too bad.
yeah, with the little one, not so much. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna make my way up there one day very soon and show some love and get to experience my time with the Lord there, because it looked like it was a great service. I did watch some of it. I watched some of Pastor Tony's service. I watched a bunch of different services that day. So the drive was pretty and smooth. Okay, cool. Bella, when you that one video where you guys were driving all those trees, I knew exactly where you guys were at. I'm like, I know that spot. It's so funny. It was just like right past my house. Knew exactly where you guys were. But yeah, it was a nice little like dinner meetup, and then Sunday was just doing my thing here like I do. And unfortunately, not an incident like before, but I had another little setback with the neighbor, guys.
Uh-oh.
Not like a beef, but I mean, for those of you that are animal lovers, like trigger warning, like my animal's still alive, but this is pretty twisted. One of my cats, Ruby, found him the next morning, and someone had put a fish hook through his mouth and hooked his mouth shut.
Oh,
Wow.
no.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
it was
And
pretty.
was it-
Yeah.
Is it okay or?
Yes, he's okay. I have him in the house, but for Ruby to find him like that, she was pretty
Yeah,
shaken.
that's crazy.
That's pretty messed up.
That's crazy.
Hey,
Let me tell you something. Last night too. It was about 9. It started to cool down. The house started cooling down. So my daughter's like, "Let's go to the store, Mom." I go, "All right." So we're pulling out. We're going to the store, and I see this dog. It looked like a German Shepherd to me, and I see the dog, and I'm like, "Hey, I go look," and we all like turn and look, and I go get him because I live by a busy street, and he was going towards that street. And I'm like, just grab him, And her boyfriend's like, no, he might bite. And he looks like the dog next door. And I said, oh man. So we made our way to get him. We ended up putting him in the back of the truck, and we drive to the corner to the house, and we see their dog there. So obviously it's not their dog. Yeah. And I'm like, shoot, that's not their dog. So we like back up, and I'm trying to think of like what to do. And we're in the driveway, and I'm like, I don't even know. We have to find the owner. Like we have to walk it down the street. And they're like, no, Mom, it's late.
Saludos, Jojo.
Hi, Jojo. It's late. We can't do that. And I'm like, oh, so everything's closed, right? It was Monday. Everything's closed. And I'm like, they're done.
There, sis.
They're closed. Plus, it was after hours.
So
there she is.
You just froze for a second.
Okay, so I said, put them in the garage, So they did. They ended up putting them in the garage and stuff, and took them. But
it's kind of. Go ahead, Denise. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They ended up taking them last night. Somebody was at the facility, and they ended up taking them to the pound. So hopefully they found his owner, and hopefully the owner didn't just let him go.
Right. Yeah.
You know what, you guys? I'm freezing, and I'm doing that because I'm closer to the Wi-Fi. When I'm in the front room and I'm doing this over there, I've never froze. So
really, what?
I'm closer to the router, which is like a room across.
Yeah, appreciate.
Then you should get good reception. Sometimes they say bring the router up higher because it kind of like expands out this way. So maybe if you raise it up at a higher level, it might extend a little further. That's what I was told.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
So, excuse me if I freeze and what kind of move I'm doing, but
Well, we'll work it out. We'll figure it out together. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna just jump into this topic so we don't keep our people waiting. I don't know. I don't really listen to Mr. Criminal's music. No offense to anyone out there that like is, down with him or whatever. But I mean, I know of him, and I think I've seen him more so like on IG with his lady recently, like taking some like loving pictures with her, gazing into her eyes. So when I heard this song, I was like, yeah, that's not what I expected, to come out of this guy. And then I kind of was seeing the song being posted a lot. I guess that's why it caught my attention. And then I noticed, I think it was yesterday late, that what's his name, Sugar Free, jumped on and dropped some lyrics on it. And I was like, well, I guess this really is catching some traction. I didn't think it would. And to be honest, the first post I saw, just to take it back, I saw Mr. Criminal put out on IG asking females that wanted to be featured in his song. I think it's Tortas Need Love Too. Yeah.
yeah.
To come somewhere and meet up to be featured in this amazing video, right?
Yeah.
So I figured there was going to be like all kinds of finals out there. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is our chance. Well, there was 2 that ended up. I don't know if they just chose 2 or only 2 showed up. So
yeah.
And they had their little shorty shorts on with nalgas hanging out, and
their thorns hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were happy to be there. I honestly, this song's catching a lot of flack also because we'll get into how we all feel about that word. But it's catching a lot of flack, and it's catching a lot of people just thinking it's a good time. But the females that were there, that were in the video, were saying, it's no big deal, you guys. Like, we're here to have fun. We don't feel like we're being clowned.
Yeah.
They pretty much said they were cool with it. So I don't know. Did you get a chance to listen to the Songhouse?
Yes, I did. It was kind of okay. It depends on your age. I don't listen to Mr. Criminal, and nothing against him. That's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I heard the song. I think he's trying to be like the younger cats now. The beat kind of like almost sounded like Tigers. What's that guy?
Yeah, it did.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But for me being older, Torta can be kind of sad to be called a torta in a certain way, because it's meaning you're chubby and you're heavy, you're overweight, and I don't find it a good thing, there's other words to choose, but that's just me, Let's see what else. Some of the lyrics that were in there were pretty bad when the guy was talking about her cheese between her toes. He was smoking and all this other stuff, and but everybody's different, but me, I wouldn't call a woman a torta, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. I think that's like the gentlemanly thing. Yeah.
I've never heard, I've heard the word recently, but back in the day, I've never heard anybody call a woman torta. And to me, like, that's just, it's not healthy to be a big girl, but to each his own. And I don't hate on the song. I don't like it because, again, like, I don't listen to today's rap. I don't.
Yeah. Hey, by no means. Like, even like some of the, I look at it, I see some women, and there's some heavy set women. It's not good for the health, but some people are born heavy, and that's the way they live. Some people lose weight. How would I say? Oh, this is an example. I seen a girl. She was overweight.
Thank you.
She got that operation, and when she lost so much weight, it didn't look like her. Yeah. She looked like sucked up and malnourished. And to me, she looked prettier when she had a little bit of meat on her. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. Our genes are different. You can be obese, heavyweight, and and it's in your genes, you know.
Yeah. No, for a long time, my middle daughter was overweight. At 3 months, the doctor was like, she needs to go
It
on a
will team up.
what? Like what? So he goes, eventually she'll grow into her weight. And I said, okay, that's cool to know, but she never did. She was just chubby all her teen life. And then when she got older, like just recently, she dropped poundages, and she looks good. She looks good. She feels good. She's like now, that vegan, not vegan, but like,
Vegetarian or vegan?
everything is what is that called?
Plant-based or what?
Yeah, like plant-based, like just she tries to eat just healthy, and that's the thing, it's just it's just like I said, to each his own. And I heard a few lyrics on the song, and I heard the guy criminal talking, and he was like saying, oh, they're the ones that wanted to go get Cheetos, and we put that in the video. And to me, it reminded me of Tyga's song.
It did,
like big time. So I'm just like, what's the difference? Well, the difference to me is these are Chicanos singing Torta.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy had no right to sing that and say those words, but at the same time, it's like, why should we give criminal? I'm going to be a devil's advocate. Why should we give criminal the
pass?
Talk like that. Yeah, the pass. So, but he said he's getting a lot of heat. Some people are just bored with their lives, that they don't have anything else to do, so they're gonna, comment on his stuff and just put him down for that. And
some people like it. The younger generation, they probably do like it, and they like being called a torta or whatever. But I don't see that. If somebody came up, hey, torta, called you that, Jen, how would you take it? How would you take it?
Do you want to see or do you want to hear? No, obviously, no. I wouldn't even. I'm like, it's corny. It's super corny and lame.
Yeah.
I would probably laugh because I would be like, is this about so serious? Like, you're a freaking cornball right now.
How about you, Denise?
No.
I would feel offensive. I didn't like being overweight. That's why I lost weight. I still have things to work on. And if somebody would have called me that, I would have been like offended. Like, what? Don't call. And again, it might be the age thing where, this is to ask a guy like, House, let me ask you this. Would you date a heavy woman? Like, does that matter these days? Or how do you feel about that? And
let's put it, okay. I've dated my first wife. She was thick, she was voluptuous. That's how I used to call her. But to me, there's nothing wrong with it. If you can't handle it, get out of the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's like, how would you say? It's the person. You know what I'm saying? But then time changes people also. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think some women that are thick and voluptuous or whatever, they're nice, attractive looking. Now, I've been called this one time, well, more than one time, a chubby chaser. I really am not a chubby chaser. It's just the person. I've been with women that are skinny, and also, and to me, it's, I don't know, it's everybody's different preference, but me, I don't look at them. I look at who's inside that body. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's inside that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's everybody's different, man. But I feel it. The song is like, I don't really like it, to be truthful to you. I don't care for it.
Yeah, I feel like, for one, like, obviously he didn't make this song with women's health in mind. So he's doing what a lot of people do, in my opinion. And it's just clowning. He's trolling, like, with this song. It's going to catch, like, we're talking about it right now, and I'm sure probably other times.
Yeah, the beat almost sounds just like that one that Tiger did, or Tiger, whatever his name. I don't even watch him. I didn't even know who he was before he put that out.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
but the beat sounds the same,
Yeah.
Chubby Checker House. Orale, strange days.
Hey, that's a real thing, though. I mean, I don't know. It's I have a cousin, and the only reason I know what that is, I think it's called Chubby Chaser. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
But my cousin, he used to go to, like, he'd get these things sent to him, like, oh, we're having a something night at this bar or this, and he would go to the different, areas to meet chicks. But hey,
Yeah,
that's his thing, and that's what he liked, and
Yeah.
that's like calling me because I'm a chili relleno, maybe, huh?
No, you know what I was thinking?
No chili relleno.
Yeah. So how would you guys feel if we went around calling you guys, hey, chorizo, right?
See how Manuel, yeah, right? Hey,
How would you like that?
see how Manuel Alva said tortas need love too,
Yeah.
I look at it just as a person in general, just because they're heavy set doesn't mean that you can't have a relationship with them, and that's not right.
Yeah.
That's where I say that's not right,
Right.
I've seen girls go from being skinny to being big.
Yeah.
That I go, man, that's part of like the dating today. It's like when you date, all you do is go out to eat, and there's just a bunch of food out there that we enjoy so much. Yeah, it happens. I mean, it happens without us knowing sometimes that as years go by, we're gaining so much weight. And I tell my husband, man, I need to gain 10 pounds. He's like, no, you don't. I'm like, I feel like I do. I really feel like I do.
Do what's healthy for you, but even though the women that they're born like that and they're always heavy, hey, they're a person just like you,
Cholo Trucker says health is being very politically correct. I think
hey, I'm being truthful and honest, bro. This is point blank, man.
No, yeah,
I've been with
perspective, of how what
big girls and small, so
what they like,
right. The only I mean, like we all said, to each their own, whatever. Like I said, I think it's kind of a corny way to.
I think so too. It goes back into the in the definition of the back in the days. That word's been around for a long time. Yeah, but we're hearing it up again, huh? Torta, yeah.
I've never heard of it until like maybe 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, it's been around.
Yeah. I feel like so in the video or whatever, it just the part that I feel like the two of you got it, hit it head on when you said it. It reminded you of the Tyga video. Remember how in his video he was like dropping tortilla chips from the sky, and in this one they had the girls shaking the hot Cheetos all over the ground and dancing on them. I don't know.
No, it was the same thing.
So I got a little curious, like before, we did this, and I'm like, let me go look at, Mr. Criminal's YouTube page or whatever. So he's got a, decent size page, channel, whatever, 340 something thousand.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he had a live up where he showed that Sugar Free was, doing recording there at where he has his recording spot, and in the background you could hear him talking to his girl. Mr. Criminal's talking to his girl, and for anyone that hasn't seen her, she's real flaca, like, except for right here. And he goes, yeah, and shout out to my girl, this was her idea. She's the one that thought of this. So it was actually his chick's idea, this song.
Oh, wow. I didn't get it.
Hey, all the ladies in the chat, throw a 1 if you feel it's okay to be called a torta.
Good.
And a 2 if it not.
Yeah. That's a good question. Okay. So that kind of tripped me out. I'm like, oh, so he's giving credit to his girl for coming up with that.
Oh, okay. Because I watched one of his lives, and he had on the two guys that made the beat, and one of them was like the one with the guitar in the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was like a real lyric that he did off a guitar that he, you know.
Really strange.
So that was kind of interesting. But like other than that, I listened to
Llegó Machete, que hubo Darlene.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't into the the song, but the beat I liked.
Yeah, you're not gonna be. So I'm like same thing. I'm not all up in arms about it, but I'm not. But I have control over my own ears, and I don't have to listen to it if I don't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not my cup of tea either. I don't really listen. I never listened to him at all, to be truthful to you.
Even when Little Rob came out, I didn't get down with him. Like, I just was not even.
See, I like Little Rob. I like Little Rob because I like how he sampled all the oldies and stuff like that, and then he turned them over and twisted the lyrics.
What's his name? This for Raza. What about him? What's his name?
Kid Frost.
Kid Frost. What about him?
Yeah, Kid Frost. I like a couple of his songs. I like a couple. I'm not saying I'm a big fan of his, but I like a couple. Yeah.
I just can't. I can't get into my sister. She'll tell you every like updated thing, and this and that.
Like what was that one? The guy that was saying his verse in the middle. He was talking about she had a big berote and she had what else? Chupacabra. Somebody said chupacabra. I'm
like that.
I think they were clowning or downing somebody there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There were a few lyrics in there like that. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I did notice, when Mr. Criminal's doing his little shout outs to the females at the end, he didn't shout out no females from Northern Cali, only females from Southern California and like New Mexico. So
yeah, he's from Santana.
He gets his.
He's from Santana. Well, I mean, that doesn't give, that don't make sense that he didn't shout everybody out.
That's true. But I was just like, okay, this is like, whatever, this is too much.
There you go, Machete.
Right. But I mean, it is what it is. People are going to try to do and create content that's shocking.
And if you guys know.
Yeah, there was somebody that I heard that was doing that because I was talking to the one guy. I was down that guy's house today, helping him with his car, man. And, he was talking about that, but the other content creator was putting it out like, oh man, that was messed up for what's his name? See, I even forgot his name.
Oh, this guy, Mr. Criminal, the one that
Mr. Criminal, what he did, and it's degrading to women and this and that, and the other content creators putting it out like, but but then again, that person that's saying that is this is bad.
Oh, okay.
I seen, I know, it's as bad. It's not the
the 80s rap, 80s and 90s, like Too Short and NWA and Dr. Dre and all them. Like I get down with them. Yeah. I love their music and their rap. It's just something about it that it's just a whole different. They don't talk about shooting people. They don't talk about cases and this and that.
But sometimes they do. Sometimes some of the rappers do. But when Chicano rap came out, I used to listen to some songs. Some I didn't care for. But there's some songs that are real catchy, real nice, and real respectable, and dope, man. Like Mr. Sancho has some. A lot of other people, man. But it's dope. Yeah. So I like listening to it. But not every song,
Right.
Not every song because it's pretty harsh,
Yeah.
Right.
What was those guys sitting in the park? Who was that?
Lighter Shade of Brown.
There you go. Lighter Shade of Brown. That song to me, I listen, I mess with that song. So like you say, like certain songs, other songs, like it's just like, man, that's nah.
No. Oh, just real quick because I had forgot. My cat is okay. Somebody had asked back there. I just had to get what do you call it? Like wire cutters. And fortunately, Ruby jumped in there like a champ and pulled it out that way, so we didn't have to pull it through his.
Yeah.
My cat is okay. Just for everyone that had asked. in the beginning there.
Strawberry. That was even Timo says strawberry, strawberry. That was even that word that they used to throw around.
What? I never heard of strawberry.
Yeah, well, it's a song too. Strawberry, strawberries, the neighborhood hoe.
Oh, okay.
Remember that song?
I never heard it.
Oh, put us on, Denise.
I don't even know who sings it. So Timo, if you know, throw it up there.
Yeah.
Or Randy Jean. Hi, Randy Jean.
Hey, Randy.
I remember. Yeah, I do. Strange Days. How about whoa, Sally, that girl?
Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, I feel like we all kind of are somewhat on the same page, but everybody has their own opinions. Everybody likes what they like, and there you go.
I think the younger generation, to sum it up, might go with it and say, "Oh, that's okay," and there's no, no foul or no harm or nothing like that. Right. But I really just don't listen to it, and it's not going to affect me or change my life, or I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Right, and I just feel like, how sad if a girl hears that song and feels some type of way because she don't like that word and she's overweight,
Yeah.
Like, how does how
does
that make her feel is what I'm thinking.
Hey, how about this? How about this? Big people have feelings too.
There you go. That's a t-shirt right there.
Yeah. There were chicks in the comment section on his IG channel. I mean, there were girls in there going in on him, but there were also people that were like, it's no big deal. And there were people who were clowning, but that's life, stuff like that. It's just always going to be.
Dope Man. I remember that Dope Man. Okay. By NWA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you guys remember when we were I didn't partake in it, but I was invited to do it once. I didn't do it, but when that one chip challenge was going around here on YouTube, and then of course, all over in the world, everybody was talking about those one chip challenge chips, the Pocky chips. And, that was like a big thing. I've seen several creators do it. Well, I'm going to read you this little, unfortunately, it seems that a teenager, in fact, has actually allegedly passed away from consuming one of these chips.
Wow.
So somewhere in Massachusetts, it says on Friday, this young man took part in a viral social media trend known as the One Chip Challenge, which led the family to believe is what contributed to his untimely death. They shared details of their son's death, and he was 14 years old. Said the teen's family believes he died as a result of this challenge after he ate one extremely spicy Pocky chip at school and became sick afterwards. Mm-hmm. After eating the chip, the young man, who was a sophomore at the high school, passed out, and the family came to pick him up. And the mother, I believe it was the mother, asked him, well, what kind of chip did you eat? And he was able to communicate at the time, and he showed her a picture of it on his phone. Yeah. And she took him home, and he's, I guess was resting. He passed out again, and then unfortunately, sometime in the evening, he passed away.
Yeah.
Wow. That one chip challenge, I wouldn't do it because, especially if you have breathing problems.
Yeah.
Something that it contains in there constricts your blood vessels.
Yeah.
So, and it burns you. I mean, it not just burns you, it causes pain.
Yeah.
So
it's really bad.
No, thank you to the one chip challenge, but kids are gonna do it. Did you see that they had easy access to by his school?
Yeah.
They were on display right there,
You're right. You're right.
I mean, you could just walk in and get it,
It's easily accessible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I was thinking too, like it was right there on the way to school. Yeah. What do you think about that, sis?
That should be behind the counter.
I want to put out there that right now there's no the corners are see what
the legend, so far
what he had previously, but I've seen a lot of people, even my girls did. One of my girls and her boyfriend did the chip challenge, and it was bad. It was bad, and but they handled it, and it was So I don't know. I want to know like the full. I want to know the full story if that's what he had passed away of. But he was a healthy, played basketball and healthy
That's
kid.
crazy.
Yeah, in fact, that day he was supposed to go for basketball tryouts, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, we hear like that a lot right here where I live. Is that like kids that are healthy and they're basketball, wrestling, they drop dead at school, like for real. That's a thing, and it's unknown to the family, because they're like, man, they're healthy kids. They go through those checkups, like even to play,
Right.
even to play do wrestling or play basketball. So every sport there's a health examination, before.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I'm hoping that, I hope that even with the chip challenge, like in the back of the bag, it has some toxic chemicals in that chip that make it so hot.
You know what it says in there? It says on there it's toxic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's
And that
crazy.
was the hottest chip.
And not only that, it lasts for like, what was it, 2 to 4 hours or 4 to 8 hours? I can't remember.
And you gotta sit there. You gotta drink milk.
4 to 8 hours, I think it lasts. That's crazy.
You gotta wash your hands. You gotta make sure that you put bleach and wash your hands with bleach to get it off. It's just crazy, but
then again, I eat mild salsa, so
Oh, you do.
hey, I'm one of those persons of mild salsa.
The one that did it, she eats hottest chile that she can possibly eat, but she handled it like a champ.
I love hot chile, but I don't think I something in it that I was considering doing the challenge with someone that asked me, but I was like, nah.
Sonny did it. Sonny ate 2 of them. If he's still in here, he had 2. And I was
like, his condition too. Oh yeah,
that's right.
Oh, everybody's different, man. But yeah.
I don't know.
Would I mess with that? Would I dabble with it? No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah.
Pepto-Bismol before. Dang, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the one thing that may come out of this is that, they might change the warning label on it. And if it's not sufficient to cover themselves legally, if it so happens to be that something was if this is a contributing factor to his death, he may have had underlying health stuff like, you guys have mentioned, but they maybe will change the label, or, they might possibly also have to put it, you mentioned how it was so easily accessible house. They may put it behind counters now.
Where did you go, Jen?
Where did I go?
Yeah.
I'm right here. You're on your side. Are you there?
Delete the second one. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what's going on?
He disappeared for some reason.
They can't like put it at a certain age, to buy, because you can buy that thing offline. And
okay.
I don't know how they would do that, but there's no age limit to.
Where'd you go?
Oh, there's no age limit to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I know in the stores, they could maybe lock it up, but you're right. If they buy it online, that's a different story. I'm not quite sure how they would handle that, but it's just wild, the stuff we hear about. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, prayers for the parents, the family. And
for sure. Prayers out to that family, man. I can hear the mom's pain and just
her heartache.
Just I got chills even right now.
I'm back. Sorry, I hit the wrong button and did something.
Right?
Yeah.
So prayers out to that family, the mom, the dad.
Definitely.
It was so like cringing to hear her.
Yeah.
Everything now these days got to be real. How would I say? Intense. Like for challenges and stuff like that, which are dangerous. It's crazy.
Yeah, you guys remember that one? I mean, I don't know. This one probably faded more quickly. But remember when they were stacking the crates and people would walk up
plank?
Of course, people are going to get hurt doing that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's just like.
There's so many challenges, but it just.
Yeah. I'm not trying to jump on board with anything like that anytime soon.
No doubt.
I stacked some boxes and I put my nephew. He was only like 5 years old, and I put him. I still have that picture.
I don't like climbing. Like, I think I haven't mentioned to you guys before. I'm pretty short in person. I don't like climbing stuff. I remember one year my dad, he really didn't buy gifts for Christmas or birthdays, but one year he bought me one of those like things you can reach in the cabinets and like clamps. Like, I guess it's for senior citizens normally, but it helps with people that are challenged, like
Yeah, I had that when I had back surgery.
A height challenge.
Yeah. So I used it. I was not offended at all. I'm like, you know what, Dad? This is a smart gift. I used it.
Hey, thanks. I'm no echo tonight. That's right. Right. No echoing.
Sounds good. That's right. But there's another.
I know.
This was a story that was it is trending still. And I got one side of it at first, but then some other news came out now. So I want to put you guys onto this and then we'll get into it. There's a lady who came out a couple of days ago, I think. It may have been yesterday. No, it was 2 days ago. And what first caught my attention is her face was so swollen. I thought it was like a filter of some type, or it was just unbelievable. She was crying though. So I listened to the video and she was saying that some man hit her in the face with a brick.
Oh, wow.
So I just was like, dang, that it like went up fast. So I just thought for sure something's broke. But I guess
broken eye socket or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So I guess what she said in the video was that some man that was standing there when she passed by asked for her number. And when she refused to give it to him, he hit her in the face with a brick. And she was upset that there were a lot of other men standing around that did nothing.
Didn't do nothing, no.
But we'll get into a relationship topic after this. But I mean, first glance, what is your opinion on that, Denise? Do you feel like the men did the right thing by standing back and observing, or should someone have done something?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, it's sad that that they had. Did they pull out their phones? Is that what you said too?
So she had a phone. I don't know that it recorded the actual situation, but right afterwards, she pulled her phone out and was like, look at these guys standing around. Nobody did anything.
It goes kind of like two ways, because sometimes you go to help somebody and the person that's doing the crime, they could have a gun and they could turn around and just do whatever, and you just gotta like I would tell my husband, like, go help that guy. If I seen a car, that ran out of gas and he needs help pushing it to the side or whatever, I would tell my husband, like, go jump out and help him. Like right away, he would see him too and he would help him, so things like that. But getting involved with domestic or with like stuff like that, it's kind of tough to call because people are just crazy these days. Like
sometimes, yeah, you're right.
I would wait till like the person left and then I would help the lady. Like that's what I would do.
Yeah. I ran into a situation when I was going to the swap meet one time over here. This is years ago when I was younger, and while I'm driving and I'm going to go in and I see a guy with a helmet on a motorcycle, right? The motorcycle's there on the sidewalk and he has the helmet, and the girl's leaning up against the fence and he's swinging it at her and hitting her with it. So when I seen that, I said, nah, I just got out of the car, started running up to him. He seen I was coming. He jumped out and took off, man. He just split, man, because there was a lot of traffic. I had to cross where it was like a 4-lane highway. And when he seen me coming, he took off. And I said, man, at least I deterred him, but then again, when you do stuff like that, you never know. This man could have a gun. You know what I'm saying? And that's happening more often now these days, So you got to be careful, man. But if you can help, man, try to help, Yeah.
Or just call 911. Like, don't sit there filming it, like that's just horrible.
Yeah. Well, like Sinaloa says right here, and look at, he says, my OG homeboy, RIP, got shot in front of his daughter for saving a woman getting hit by her vato.
Yeah, yeah.
It's scary.
And that's a chance you take sometimes and stuff like that. But yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah, and here's the twist in the whole story. There's allegations from several people, including one man that identified himself and said that he was there when this happened. And he came and did a video on TikTok and he said, listen, I didn't get involved and I wouldn't get involved again if it happened to her. I'm telling you guys right now, this chick, these are his words, not mine. So, he said this chick is a known troublemaker in the neighborhood. She's always going around starting stuff. Randy Jean, I saw your comment up earlier. Yes, there was a video of her, I guess, like running up to some guy at a previous time and like aggressively like twerking on him. And she ended up like slapping the crap out of him for, I don't know what happened, but I guess this man that was at this altercation said this female has been trying to get into a situation to go viral on TikTok. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this might not have been the situation she wanted to go viral for, but it is viral now.
Wow. That reminds me of back in high school. These dudes would never mess with this one girl in school. They used to call her Half Man.
Thank you, brother.
She should be boxing with the dudes in there, right?
Yeah.
And she was pretty strong, man. And so they nicknamed her Half Man. So she was a fighter. She'd fight dudes, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is. Yeah. Sometimes it's like that. But I just, prayers that she heals well. And if this was a situation where maybe she was possibly looking for something to go viral and this happened, I pray that she learned from it as she heals and maybe puts her content creating efforts into a different type of situation, content.
Yeah.
It's wild. So we're going to get into, I feel like we have a good little convo when we talk about relationships. And, Denise and I were talking about some things with relationships. And let's just say, this is a grown folks talk.
Yeah.
So for those of you that might be,
Well, I've seen that Pastor Tony had his daughter. I don't know if he's still on here, but.
Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about, we won't use graphic language, but we're going to talk about grown folk business. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think one way, but let's see what everybody else thinks. Just, Denise, what is your take?
You want me to open?
Yeah, you can tell I'm choking already.
I've been trying to figure out how to say it, but I'm just going to say it the way that I see it. Yeah. So my thing was like, I heard my husband's cousin talking and he was telling us a story. He's already in his 40s or maybe older, but this kind of goes from like 30 to, 60. I don't know. He was talking and telling us a story that he was like, went out on this date with this girl. And he basically just said, you want to do it? Like, let's go to my place,
Yeah.
And she was like, she felt like, what? She was like offended. And he was like, what? You ain't a baby. You're a grandma already. You're old enough and this and that. And he started telling her. And I was looking at him like, are you serious? Like, you told her that? And he's like, yeah, man. Like, what else? I mean, come on. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, there's boundaries with women. Women have the right to say no, and they have the right to not give in the first night, or whatever. Like, that's their choice. But he didn't get it. He was just like. So my thing was like, I was talking to Jen, and my thing was kind of asking her like, do women have? I mean, they have the right, but do they do they do that? Is there a percentage of women that really, say, oh, I'm not a kid, and like, yeah, let's go, and like, how does that, like, I'm just wondering how does that play out in this day and age when you're older,
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
As far as, okay, so like just jumping into the sack with someone, like,
Right. Jumping
okay.
in, yes, exactly.
All right. So is it like something that you feel like women can do freely and openly, or
I mean, do they? Is it like the majority of women that do that? Like, or do they still have like those morals, or their values?
That's a good question. The way time's going now these days,
Yeah.
I think some are maybe more open. Who knows? But back in the days, it's different. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? So that's then
Yeah.
how I don't even know how to answer that, man. That question.
Yeah.
Other than just now these days, things are changing for the younger people. Things happen. They don't want a relationship. They just want to get in there, bam, bam, whatever. That's how I see it, But as an older person, I seen it. I could see it happening to some people, percentage wise, not a high percentage,
Yeah.
I
couldn't find it, so I was just like, oh wow, I can't find.
Is it something like on a first date, like, come on, let's go hit the sack, no, this and that, bam, bam, no. I'm gonna throw this out there, and this is when I was younger. I met this one girl. I was on the phone, and this one girl came, pulled up in her car, started talking to me, and talked to her. Okay, but there it was.
Yeah.
And it happened, and it happened, but so the thing is, it does happen. It happened back in the days, when I was younger. So, and today I've seen elderly couples, not recently, but when I used to party and we used to have and things happen. Things happen. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I think it's something that, partially has to do with age, because I can like clearly look at, I have friends from all different ages. You know what I mean? From the age of my oldest daughters to, older than my mom, even, like, not that my mom's old, but I'm just saying I have a variety of friends, different ages.
Yeah.
And I do feel like it has something to do with, what year you were born, brought up, and also what type of family maybe you were brought up in.
Yes.
Yeah, what got me is when he said, I told her, you ain't young. You're a grandma, you're older, and so what? Like,
maybe he's trying to say you're a grown woman, you can make your own decision whether you want to go to bed or not, or
check it out. First of all,
she was like not down with it. Like,
let me give him some advice real quick, right quick.
Yeah.
First of all, your first mistake is telling her she's like a grandma, because I'm pretty sure she wouldn't pick it up after you gave her that compliment, okay?
Right. Well, by then he was mad. Because she had said no.
Yeah.
So he threw everything at her. You're not young. You're not a kid. You're a grandma, and da da da. And
no, that's all bad.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make her feel bad after she said
it. That's what he did. But you know what? I mean, okay, so I feel like it's kind of hard for me to answer for myself, because to be, just to be honest, any of my situations that I've been in have always been long-term relationships or marriage. So I don't have like, a little black book of people I can go back and be like, oh yeah, that's,
Let me call them up.
Yeah, I don't have that. So, but I do have friends, like I said, from all different experiences that share their stories with me, their weekend stories, and I feel like most of my friends that are in their 20s and 30s are more free with what they choose to do with their bodies. I'll say that. And yeah, so it kind of like, when I do sit back and listen to their stories, I'm like, you did that? Like, you just you just met him, and so it blows my mind sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think they get a kick out of getting my reaction because it's always different from what they're used to, probably.
Yeah.
But I don't ever shame nobody else's personal life. That's your body, your business. What you do is between you and.
So do you have more friends? Do you have more friends telling you the story like they did or they didn't?
Most of them did. Yeah. Okay. I feel like. But I mean, I think if any of my friends or homegirls had a dude tell them they were like a grandma already, I don't think they would be.
Darlene, like she hit it right on the nose. He did.
Hey, sometimes, like I seen when we used to party and chill and stuff, alcohol plays a role in things. And alcohol doesn't blame it on the alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's a big factor in it too. I think so for sure.
I used to have a homeboy and a friend that they used to say out loud, better by the beer. I was like, oh my gosh, better by the beer. So,
I know people right now that like I spoke to this person, 80 something years old, is going out with a 60-year-old, a 65-year-old going out with a 34-year-old. But these guys are in shape.
Okay, so the man's the older one in the situation.
Yeah, the man's the older one, and they're in shape. So hey, that's the way they like to flow.
Right. So, trip out on this. I had got some cheese made back from one of my daughters, where they had, I won't say obviously, a male relative who was like late 20s that got with a female who was like 60.
Wow. And
was like showing up to church with her, holding hands, going out on, like, I think the pastor even talked to them, saying like, you're displaying a lot of affection in service and it's a little distracting or something like that. But I mean, that was his thing, I guess. I mean, they said that this wasn't the first female that much older than him that he had been with. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know if Incredible Javier's in the chat or if you guys are just talking. But if he is,
they're just talking. He's not in the chat.
Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't. I'm like,
when you mention old women, Gils, if you're on this channel, you understand why.
Okay.
You understand why.
Yeah.
The mailman rings twice.
Okay.
I mean, we have a lot of men in here, so that subject, I thought would like be a big.
Well, I mean, that would be cool to get some feedback from the guys.
Yeah, and I don't know who's married.
Let's put it like
I'm the type of person that who I am is I'd rather be with somebody close to my age, rather than being somebody too young, like with my kids, and I can't see that.
And sometimes he says stuff and I'm like, no, I don't remember that. Remember, you're 6 years older than me. Like, there's things that I just don't.
Your husband is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger, I liked older guys because I thought they were just way more mature.
My second wife was 7 years older than me, but she didn't look it. She didn't look it.
That's good. Yeah, I feel like the same, Denise. Like I was honestly, there's two marriages. There's like a 10-year age gap, and I could never imagine myself being the older one though. I don't think I would be comfortable with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Hey, not to get off track here, but check this out. Because I'm number 12 in my family, right? I'm the youngest one out of all 12. My older brother had a son, I'm sorry. So my nephew was older than me. It's a trip to have a nephew older than me.
Wow.
I'm like, what's up, Richard?
Yeah.
El Chapo. Yeah, it's a trip though to see.
Yeah.
When I seen somebody dating, No, I can't. I don't want to bring that.
Okay.
I don't want to say it right now, but
Yeah.
but it's a trip how some people are my age and they're dating real young, like in the 18 of 19, just barely hitting 19. I
Mhm.
can't see that. I
No,
can't see that.
no, I
You know?
can't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely not. For me, no. Especially because being a teen mom,
Yeah.
I had a child we were 15 and a half years apart. Like, I just can't, I would never, if I could think of myself as being your mother, like, no. But the one thing I wanted to ask the guys, and this would be interesting, because I've always heard like one scenario from, like, say, from my mom and different from my friends.
Mhm.
If a female is so quick to, let's say, give it up or whatever, are you really looking to maybe stay with that woman, or is that something that's going to end up being
A turn off.
less attractive and
Yeah.
a turn off in the long
Yeah.
run?
Yeah.
It's
I
to
mean,
me,
you hear
it's
guys.
not a long lasting thing. I would say it's not a long lasting thing. If it
Yeah.
is just to get a little booty call, if that's what they call, and
Yeah.
and if it hits a couple, 2, 3 times or however long it lasts, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be good,
Right.
You know.
That's what I would think. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I feel,
Mhm.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like, do you really know that, or like we've heard of that term, booty call?
Yeah.
I think in a relationship when you're like almost the same age, it's a good thing, so because you grow old together, you grow together, and time wise, like, some people last 80, 90 years, some people don't,
Mhm.
so but I think having somebody closer to your age is a good thing. There could be an age gap there, but not a big age gap where it's like
Right.
20 years or so, or 25,
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
a lot. It's
Hey,
funny. I see my husband. He was probably 6 years old, and I'm laughing at this picture I seen because he's riding a horse. They took a picture of him on a horse, and I'm like, "How old were you?" And I read the back, and I'm like, "Damn, you were 6. I was barely born, and you're over there on a damn horse." So we laughed. We
But I think I have posted it even. I've got the same picture when I was like I think a lot of us did when we were like in kindergarten, first grade. Anyone have like
yeah,
the ponies come around to your school or something? And
yeah,
they put the little fake cowboy hat and boots on you.
yeah,
I have a
yeah.
picture on one of the ponies like that. Yeah. I dropped the link if anyone wants to tap in and share your thoughts or opinions on this. But yeah, I
There's
don't know. Go ahead,
there's
Al.
this story of a person that we went to Vegas, and I
Mhm.
took, at that time it was my first wife and her sister, and the other person was older, way older, and so we went and we had a good time in Vegas, and that older person was trying to pick up on my sister-in-law at that time. And
Okay.
then I told him, what's cracking? She don't want, he goes, hey, man, tell him, she's stuck telling me, tell him.
Help
And I told him, I go, man, hey, find somebody your age. He goes, what do you think? I'm stupid?
women do
Oh,
the
You
same
know?
thing. Women do the same thing, and
Yeah.
the guy just like
There's some saber tooth. What? No. What do they call it? Cougars
Tigers.
and saber tooth, or what do they call those? The older ones.
Saber-toothed tigers. Is
It's the
that what
older
they
ones.
are? Yeah, that's funny. I've never heard that one.
all right, stranger. Pray for you.
Rich says, I remember back in the day, my
I'll
great
pray for you, strange days.
was 25 years older than her. Yeah. Got married at 15. Yeah, that's how it was for my grandma on my dad's side. I never even met my grandfather on that side because he was so much older. I mean,
You know what's a trip is different countries, how they're getting married at young age, or you'll see them like being with each other and they're not even 18 years old, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's wild.
Back in the day, yeah, I mean, everything was happening young. My grandma days, she was 12 and already on her fourth kid, I think. And, it was, she had 8 kids by the time she was 27.
Man,
That's,
I know.
my
Grandma
was okay though, right? Back in the 20s, 30s.
A lot has changed, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So time has changed. Look at Elvis Presley when he hooked up with Priscilla Presley.
I know. You know what? I didn't know that back,
Oh.
when I was younger. Now that when the Elvis movie came out and I was hearing more about she was only 14 years old, it made me feel kind of different. Like, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but
yeah,
I don't know about all that.
And then, you know what it starts making me think, is all the trafficking and all that other stuff that's happening now these days, and all the people that have money and do the wrong things because they have money,
Because
that's sad. That's sad.
Right.
You know,
they
that's crazy.
It definitely is
really sad, but
yeah. So maybe I think for next week we'll touch on that if you guys are interested in the chat. I have just seen a couple little clips, of also you guys feel free to tap in if you want. I'll share the link again. I don't know if you guys have heard, I'm sure you have, the fires that happen in Maui, the wildfires. So I guess there's all these different backstories. People are saying it's like something deeper, than just a wildfire. And the stories are not adding up that officials are giving to people. And there's still a bunch of missing people and really a lot of missing people.
Burned beyond recognition is what that was. But not to interrupt you. Go ahead, Jen. Go ahead.
And just maybe if we can touch in it, go deeper next week. But yeah, let me know if you guys heard of it. But there's a bunch of missing children still. And there was a video on IG where Oprah and Dwayne Johnson, is that his name? The wrestler?
Yeah, the wrestler, yeah.
Yeah, where they
Rock.
were actually, The Rock, asking people to send donations for the victims of the Maui fires. And it kind of has backfired on them because people are like, how are you, a billionaire and a millionaire, going to be out here, basically soliciting us for donations?
That makes sense there.
It's so freaking sad. It's like, dude,
dig into your pockets.
Not to mention that Oprah did buy a lot of property up there and it wasn't touched. It was safe. Who knows what? But
that even sounds more fun, more crazy right there.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Like when you just said that, Denise, that is what somebody said earlier in it. I think it was a TikTok video, but that's how a lot of things are coming to light because people are able to share from all over the world. And they're like, wait a minute, Oprah, how are you going to be on here begging for money when you have all this property you got for like cents on the dollar somehow? And you got like armed security guards out there protecting it, and it was untouched from.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought The Rock was a Hawaiian, but Randy Jean said he's Samoan.
Yeah, he's Samoan.
It's just
from Hawaii. Yeah.
Right? It's just sad that there's an agenda, and we're getting thrown off right now. But we do have a lot of people that are conspirators that think of all these things.
Yeah.
And make us see it in that way, and it's like, damn, that's crazy.
Right.
I even seen a meme of like Oprah sitting in front of a big ass window. And there's fire burning in the distance, and her grass is really green, and it's like.
And she has a helicopter to take her out and everything, and she has
I was like,
that's crazy though. So there was some stories going around saying the lasers did it, China did it, with how they had the lasers in Hawaii coming down from the sky, and they were saying that it's kind of funny how the structures burned. But the trees were still up and standing and not burned, But who knows?
I got a lot of input from Randy Jean. Randy Jean is a very she looks a lot of things up, and I dig on her what she thinks. So I wish she could hop on, but
well, next week, that's what I was going to say. What do you guys think about just doing like? If you guys can think of as many as you can, and we each do that and look into it, a whole show on conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And although some of these things are probably very true, it would kind of be interesting to hear all the different theories that are out there. Like, yeah, what people know on it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Elvis Presley is still alive, and he's actually Donald Trump.
What? I haven't heard that one.
I've heard of I've heard of that, but he'd be 100 and something already.
Oh my gosh.
You know what gets me is
Yeah.
AI. I've been watching about artificial intelligence
Oh my
and looking
gosh.
on that.
Oh,
It is so
yeah.
crazy, man, because all these things, how they're speaking, they even have like a conscience, and they're talking to you, and like I wanted to do a thing where I'm talking to the AI and asking it questions
Yeah.
and see how it responds. Because I was watching it on some channels, and I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Jump on, Randy Jean.
They're listening to us right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah.
I find my Xbox turning on by itself.
Yeah.
My phone's off. I shut it off at night. I set it down, charge it up, right?
Yeah.
Then it started talking Chinese, a language I didn't even understand. I'm like,
Really?
what the heck, you know? But AI can already tap into everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. I mean, your phone here's what you say.
Yeah.
It's like,
if it wants to, and it's so smart. It's way smarter than us. It calculates things way faster than us, you know, and so it's dangerous. They're saying it's very dangerous right now. They asked AI a question about what is it? Revelations, the book of Revelations. Can you do a sermon on the book of Revelations? And it was pretty crazy about implanting chips in the head. And who's trying to do that? What's that guy's name? That builds cars.
Musk.
Yeah. Okay. He's talking about that. Okay. Then, yeah. But what the AI did say in the finale, God is gonna win, and it was speaking the truth.
Yeah,
God is gonna
we know
win.
that. We know that. Yeah, I had heard. I've got some. Maybe we can throw like the bigger subject of that in next week. But I'm glad you brought that up because I have like 2 different topics that have to do with AI that go kind of deep. And I've been wanting to bring it up, but I'm like, I don't know if people will be interested.
Next time, I need Jean. Next time.
I'm like glad you brought that up, but I do have, just briefly, like there was a couple little stories I saw where there was a dad and his son who was even like talking into I think they had iPhones. It was like, what is it, Siri? And they were asking it questions about Christ and about things like that. And it was trippy because it wouldn't answer anything about Christ, about Jesus, but it would answer like the stuff that were around topics to do with evil things. So it was really trippy because the dad was
about stuff.
You know what they're saying about AI right now is it's kind of like it's planning silently to take over, and it can. You know what I'm saying? And I believe this stuff because it's proven. And it's smart enough. It can everything you see on your phone, like when you're just talking about something that pops up, and it'll start throwing things on there for you. And it's a trip. So it can manipulate human beings.
There's a store, you guys, and I'm not going to say the store name because I don't want.
Okay.
But my daughter went and she took a picture of the to pay out, and it was like a hand thing. You could put your hand on it, and it would. I was like,
I've seen that.
A known store, you guys, has this thing now where you could just put your hand. I mean,
I agree. Strange days.
I don't know. I was like, how? I'm not understanding how that worked, but you have to have some type of chip or something to put on the scanner.
Implanting chips. There you go.
Pay for your items by doing that?
Yes.
And they were saying, AI was saying for us to be careful because during the book of Revelations to be careful because things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. It's going to get bad, and AI is going to be part of that. Artificial intelligence is going to be part of it.
I wouldn't doubt it. I bet it's, oh man, I can only imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just, it was just something Like, what? I was like, no.
Okay.
Yeah, AI is a good topic. AI is there's a
Yeah,
lot.
let's do that. Let's talk about it. Oh, hey, Gilu,
Hey,
thank
I
you.
agree, Randy Jean. They are trying to lock us down.
Randy
AI is
Jean's
doing
very
that.
knowledgeable,
AI is doing that.
Definitely talk to him.
AI can manipulate voting, doing all these
Mhm.
other things, putting out propaganda, different stuff. And
Mhm.
we're blaming other countries
Mhm.
when AI is doing it.
Yeah.
See?
Yep. Thank you, Gilu. Shout out to Gilu for the super chat.
Hero G. Lou, how you doing, brother?
Much love. Thank
He's
you.
so sweet.
Yes.
G. Lou.
Well, you guys be
You
sure to
got to
tap.
be there on Sundays on his show, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
Yeah. You
Cool
gotta.
people, good vibes,
Yeah.
and
I love
Nalo,
to just
Dee
like
Dee, G. Lou, good combination. Yeah.
a lot of times like I'll have it on in the background when and I can't like type or chat, but I'll have it just while I'm chilling, doing my thing,
Yeah.
turning down for the night. But
Yeah.
I always enjoy
I
it.
know I fall asleep with it sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah, that sounds like a plan for next week then for sure. We'll do that. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I'll find it, you guys, but
Randy and Strange Days, if the both of you would like to hop on next week for this topic that we're talking about, I think you would both be really into this. And
That'd be a good one.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, just get at me, let me know. Or Denise or how, let us know.
And they are gonna eliminate us, man.
That can make yours
They
wrong.
hate to say it, man.
I mean, I pray I'm gone with God by
Much
then.
love, thank you.
I don't
Thank
want to see
you.
none of that.
I know, right? It's a trip to,
Yeah, they're trying
Timo,
to,
it's Sodom and Gomorrah right now, Timo.
yeah.
a lot of people are getting sick, but pray for those that are
Yeah.
through that. A lot of older people, they can't handle that sickness. So man, I would say it's 5 times worse than when we used to have the flu. That's how much it hits you, 5 times worse than
Yeah, I know it took me out. It took me out for about a year and a half to really. I was like, whoa, But I'm thankful.
Right.
Yeah, I'm thankful to God. And some people it doesn't affect them. My brother, my sister.
My husband was like sick for 2 days, but
Yeah.
then you get the elderlies that can't handle it. It's so potent, so bad that the older people can't handle it, and I can imagine that's why they passed or whatever.
Yeah, Randy Jean's been up on that AI stuff. I've seen stuff
Okay.
where
Yeah,
one robot
Randy Jean,
one
yeah.
robot can tap into our military installations and set off our weapons. So they shut it down. They shut it down.
yeah. There's so much.
They're capable of. They know the what do you call that? Computer language. They're capable of computing, getting in and doing this and that.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. And what they're saying is AI was saying it's dangerous because it's moving so quick right now.
Right.
Things are happening quickly.
It came out that in Fresno that they found this building. I told you, sis, that they found this building that was had all these rats and COVID and pneumonia and all these things. They found that lab in Fresno, and I'm like, what?
In Fresno.
I never heard nothing more about it, but what?
You know, the C word is so bad that like they test the water and it's in the water.
Yeah, good to see you.
And that's crazy. When it's in the water, it's there's a lot. It's going around,
Yeah.
Eugene has so much.
Yeah, that tripped me out when you said it was in Fresno. I was like,
yeah.
In my mind, I was like, why Fresno? That wouldn't make sense. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense because not many people are thinking something like that would be.
Yeah, and it was an abandoned building. Like the only reason why they found it was because there was a hose, supposedly a hose coming out the window or something. I'm like,
see, what we're doing with AI is we're competing against other countries to really be up on each other. And so we're messing with AI and it's going to be destructive is what it's going to be. Definitely.
Yeah. No, yeah. They always have something. Yeah. They do every time there's some type of voting and stuff like that. But
And this right here too, what Randy said, they have these big old underground tunnels and stuff where they were unloading all the food that was supposed to be going on the shelves. You know what? I heard something back in the day from my, rest in peace. I know my grandma's in heaven, you know, looking down on me, that sorry, just threw me off when I thought of her telling me this. She would tell me that she had heard of this underground thing that the president or somebody supposedly had, where there's like medications stored, like antibiotics, pain medications, life-saving type measures that are stored in like some kind of tomb-like thing underground, that are just going to supposedly be for like the elites or president type people if there's some kind of world disaster.
Jen, look already what was said on TV, and this is real life, that when COVID hit and they were so packed in the hospitals that they were saying, this man's going to die. This man's just going to die. They were able to say, no, he's gone. He's gone. And that's why I didn't go to the hospital, because you know what? They'll look, tattoos, Mexican, age, he's going. He's down. Let's put him on nah. I said, if I'm gonna hang my shoes, I'm gonna hang them at home, you know.
Right.
And I think ventilators make it worse. I don't believe that those help. Don't.
Yeah. And we're not we're talking about allegations, opinions, thoughts.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But you know what, House? You saying that, I know for a fact that what you were feeling was real. Not only because I just know that you're, telling the truth and all that, but years ago, when my brother had an accident before his second, term, and he fell like 2 stories and hit his head, and he was in a coma. That they were telling my mom, just, you need to start planning his funeral. You need to just give up. You need to, pull the plug, because he was hooked up to everything you can think of, and not conscious, having like those grand mal seizures.
Yeah.
They were like straight up telling us, and the nurse would even walk in and she picked his arm up and she was looking him up and down. And then the doctor came in a few minutes later and he was like, I take it he's been to prison. And my mom says, why do you say that? He goes, oh, I could just tell, I could tell by looking at his tattoos. I'm like, that takes some nerve, you know what I mean? To walk in and tell a mother that's possibly facing, literally, burying her only son.
That's so sad.
And it's even color plays a role.
Yeah.
There was a thing I was listening to, by 2025 or 7, somewhere around there, that the population is going to go down in United States big time. And then not only that, AI was also saying it's trying to control the population, that no more babies. People ain't having babies now these days as much as they were,
I've heard that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy, right?
Because they're gonna take over. It's gonna be like what's that one movie, iRobot?
Is that the one I was going to bring up? Does that have Robin Williams in it?
No, it's
Will Smith,
the guy that smacked Will Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
Will Smith.
I was going to say this other one, that has, I don't know the name, but I was like, man, Cholo would know. Cholo Trucker would know what this movie was. But Strange Days, you might know too, because you're into movies. I had seen, not something I would typically watch, but it was just on, I don't know, a movie channel a while back.
Yeah.
It was Robin Williams, and they had like a housemaid, I think, or help, I don't know what it was, like a robot that would like help watch their kids and cook and do things like that.
Wow.
But the robot ended up like having feelings, and that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah,
that movie tripped me out because so long ago it was made, but now
Richard will probably know that movie.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, Rich or Strange Days. Two-Face Entertainment, Fred. There you go. Bicentennial Man. You got it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you guys check it out.
And you know what else movie? Soylent Green. You guys seen that movie?
I don't think so.
Soylent Green. You gotta watch that.
I never seen that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an old movie. It's an old movie, but it's like, wow, it's a trip.
This right here, Rich, I was sent. You know how your phone will send you like the news alerts. I remember getting a news alert that said this right here, Rich's comment,
Mhm.
like a year and a half ago, that they were going to start sending out armed IRS to like just go knocking on people's doors if they owed even, the smallest amount of money.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, AC, yeah, Bicentennial Man. Yep, you know too, homeboy.
Wow.
I'm wondering if I've seen that. It's been so. I think I've seen it. It's an old movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what year, but yeah, I mean, like I said,
I think I've seen it.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us did. We just don't maybe remember it, but try to look it up and check it out.
Yeah, especially my age now. Especially my age now.
Right? All of us have got to tap in and rewatch some movies.
Yeah.
21 sticking to it.
Yeah. Let's see, we got an hour and a half in. Well, I feel like we would all agree, yeah. So next week we'll
Yeah, that'll be a good thing.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if Randy and Strange Days or anyone else would like to tap in and share what you got, let's do it. Get a hold of us, let us know. But until next week, I just first of all want to thank everyone for being here. Let's shout some people out.
Yeah. Strange Days, Two-Face Entertainment.
Yeah.
Darlene was in here. Who else was in here?
We had Teresa, Rick,
Teresa was here.
and Hugo Martinez.
We had Rich the Beer Guzzler, El Chapo, Timo. Definitely Timo's always in, man. Machete. Definitely. Randy G.
Didi's here watching on TV.
Sinaloa's always present.
Yeah, Sinaloa, shout out. That's right.
Shout out, man.
Fred, you guys go check out Two-Face Entertainment, Fred's channel. He does a lot on music and stuff too. He has a lot of knowledge.
Love.
Yes, Nate Love.
Didi Harrison.
Didi, yes, much love to Didi. Much love to G. Lou.
Yes.
Cholo Tucker, Bell.
Yep.
Cholo Tucker still here?
He was in here earlier.
He went to sleep.
We got to get up early.
Yeah.
That's right, Nate Love. That's right.
Hugo.
You, Amiga. That's so nice to see.
Hey, Nate Love, how you doing, amiga?
Yes.
Nayla's birthday's on Sunday.
I know. I was gonna say.
One thing I want to complain about is all these mosquitoes. Do you have them up there, Jen?
Yes.
Man, they are vicious right now, man.
Yeah, man. They poke you like a bee.
That's another thing. You said that
2
days ago. Somebody had a video online where it showed supposedly a government plane allegedly releasing mosquitoes over a town, and this guy was like, "Hey, who knows what they have in them?" I'm like, "Why? That's mosquitoes they're releasing." I'm like,
what? They have robots
with
cameras the size of mosquitoes, and they look like mosquitoes.
Oh,
yeah, they do.
Mosquito drones.
Really, and that's the truth.
Yeah, I believe it. Remember how they used to spray that repellent though?
Malathion.
Remember?
Malathion. Yeah, I remember that. The fruit flies. Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
They don't do that no more.
No, that was way back in the days. I remember that, man.
Like Stranger Days.
Right, Rich? That's right.
They love.
Yeah, she loves your background. See? Right, Denise got it going on.
Yeah, I agree, Timo. I smell a lawsuit coming on too.
Yeah.
Yep. Big time.
Yeah, for the chip.
Yeah, the one chip challenge. Yeah.
Most definitely. And I would almost bet that they will settle out of court to try and just.
Hey, you know, one time I went to Venice Beach, right? And it was warm, it was sunny outside. And on the walkway, I said, you know what, I'm gonna have a mango, right? And I had a mango with chili and everything on it, right? I ate that mango, it was so good. Afterwards, my lips and my whole lips were burning for hours, man. And I couldn't get it. I was drinking water, everything, and I could not get that burn to stop. I'm like, what the heck? You know, so I don't know what kind of chili they had on it, but that stuff was hot, man.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a warning on the back, you know, if you feel some type of way to seek emergency help. And I don't know, you know.
Man, for stuff to last that long, I think it was 4 to 8 hours, if I'm correct. because that's a long time. And then what that stuff does, it constricts your blood vessels and causes your heart, it can mess with your heart and stuff,
Yeah, it could raise your, it does so much stuff. But I mean, there's warnings on the back, and if you feel that that's gonna affect you, I mean, come on, don't.
Yeah.
I didn't even do it. I was like, heck no.
Hey, they couldn't even pay me to do it, man. They couldn't even
I don't
pay
even
me.
know if I took a piece. It's been that long, but it was, no. I was like, no, I ain't doing that. But
yeah, that's true.
Wild. I
was asking Rich if he's seen that movie Soylent Green.
Soylent Green?
I
Yeah.
wonder where we can. Well, I'm sure we can just Google.
I'm not going to tell you what it's about. You have to watch it.
Okay.
How do you spell it? Soylent.
I know. I'm like, how do you spell that?
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
It's not Silhouette Green, right?
No, it's Soylent.
Oh, Soylent.
Like soy.
Okay. Let me see.
Soylent.
Soy.
Stranger Days is crazy. Better
it is a movie. Or no, wait. That's Rotten Tomatoes.
Soylent Green. Say it.
Soylent Green. It's a 1973 sci-fi.
Oh, okay. No wonder.
Sci-fi movie.
And it's crazy because I'll just tell you what, it's crazy because it's happening and
I feel like we're all gonna go check it out right now.
Soylent Green.
Go back and watch.
Yeah.
Thrilling, suspenseful, and engaging.
Okay. Well, you guys make sure to come back on Tuesday.
Yes, next week I think it's going to be a real good one, man. Now that we all kind of like, there's people in here that really
are into some
into it,
God bless you.
That'll be a good one to it.
Yeah. Anything you want to share that you have going on this week, House, or coming up?
I have nothing other than Fridays. If you guys want to come and join me and Crust on Fridays and listen to music and chop it up and chill,
Around 9 o'clock?
Yeah. And the thing's open if you guys want to come on and just spread the love, man, and enjoy your time, man. And put a request in.
I had a good time.
Yeah, and put a request in and just chill,
That would be cool, yeah.
Well, thank you.
What do you have going on this week?
Oh, you know what? I'm trying to get these people I know to see if they're going to come and do it in front of the wall. That's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah. And I want to post it.
Huh? No, JoJo's like Soylent Green is a good movie.
Yeah.
You guys, so I have the door guy, my construction guy. If anybody needs construction, let me know.
Okay.
I have my construction guy coming to put the door. My house is so old. He's like, he had to go back to Home Depot to buy some other stuff, and sadly he didn't finish. So I'm just like bummed out. It's over there, and but it looks good so far. He just has to do the other side, and
I still think, Denise, you should do a little podcast or something like that.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just praying about it because when I know I'm ready, I'll be ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let it be.
I'm learning a lot from this.
Popping it up.
Yes.
I'm learning a lot from both of you guys, actually. Like, you have to ignore the trolls.
Right.
You really have to ignore the trolls, and I'm sure we get a lot of them, and we used to, right, Jen?
Yeah.
Together and stuff, and I don't know about now, but I guess it dies off slowly. But I just have to learn how to, to deal with those kind of people, and
not get crazy, and pull out your Smith and Wesson. I'll say, make my day.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm learning how here in real life. I'm learning how to control that.
That's right.
That's all.
That scares me, Denise, when you say I'm learning how to control that. That's good.
No, it's because it's real and it's true and it's everyday type stuff. And you get a lot of people that, like I said, a lot of people that hate, and it's just you just gotta like ignore it or just turn around and smile or something. And
You know what God says is self-control, man. One of the fruit of the spirits, man, self-control.
yeah.
And and he tells you that, which is good.
Mm.
I go through a lot of stuff and I see a lot of stuff, but I'm changed. I could just say, hey, just relax and
Mhm.
just chill, but brush it off your shoulder, because it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth getting your blood pressure up or getting you all like angry. It's not
Yeah, and
worth
then
it, man.
you just never know these days.
It-
I always think, man, that person's gonna be waiting outside like for me. Like what am I gonna do?
Yeah, that's what that's why I stay in my lane. That's
Yeah,
why I stay in my lane. I only watch certain people and I only mess with certain people. Like you guys, I'll mess with you guys, and because other people, certain ones I don't mess with because uh, I'm not into drama. I'm not into throwing people under the bus. I'm not into
right.
talking crap about people. I just want to just chill, man.
Yeah,
That's it.
for sure. I have two friends, still on here on that are podcasters, and they're not liked. And one thing I've never done was engage in comments that, I mean, I've gotten hate. Like they were trolling on me.
Mhm.
And I never said nothing. I was just like, okay, whatever, whatever it is, and whatever. But these guys are good friends of mine, and I will always be there to back them up. And like I said, I don't even have to say nothing anymore. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, you gotta just
Don't let nobody's remarks or actions disturb you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know who you are, and when a person knows who they are, people can talk as much stuff as they want to, but in reality, you don't lose sleep over it. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose sleep over it.
Yeah. I remember you saying that once before, I think, Rich. That's interesting. There's more drama on the East Coast channels than there is on the West Coast channels.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Rich would know. He
got some knowledge on it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I heard he was saying he's in a lot of different
Live
people's
chat. Panels.
platforms. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you. We appreciate everyone in the chat.
Thank you again.
Yep. Thanks, sis.
Hey, Jen, I'm really glad you went out and did what you did with Cholo Trucker now. Yeah.
Such a
Because you know what?
Experience to meet them in person.
You have to step out of the boat and do something because you know what? Time passes you by. I'm older than you, right? I've experienced a lot of stuff, man, and I'm not lying. But now my desires changed. Okay. But I used to go all kinds of places, but now I live a simple life, but you're still young. Enjoy it. And because life passes you by, and then you're going to say, I wish. But you made a good step. You made a big step. You stepped out of the boat.
Yeah, I mean, it was. So
you're more stronger. You're more stronger than you think, Jen. I seen the video when you're driving and I'm not good with this or this. No, you're stronger than you think, Jen. You are. You are.
I'm gonna do more. I will. I appreciate you recognizing that and saying that. That's good to hear.
When you contain monster is the key, kind of like martial arts. You don't learn to fight back, but if you have to, that's right. I will, Darlene. Like I haven't learned to turn the other cheek, but even at my age, if I have to defend myself, I will defend myself to the point. Yeah, I will. But will I go start stuff or do this and that? No, I'm not. One thing right now is what I'm doing, you guys. I'm not walking at night no more because just recently over here, 2 days ago, there was a shooting. They shot 3 people around the street over here. Right, 2 died. 1 was in critical condition. Then yesterday, I heard gunshots again, and then I seen them go by, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. So something's flaring up over here right now. So I'm not walking at night.
Yeah, right. Same here in my neighborhood. Same thing.
Yeah.
Time to stay inside. Yeah, for reals.
Be careful.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go make some cookies with my little monster before I make her get in bed.
What kind of cookies are you making there?
Chocolate chip and snickerdoodle. I've already got the dough made, so go pop them in. Yeah.
Have fun doing that. Enjoy that. Yes. I'm telling you, the girls get old. They grow so fast. In those times. I mean, there's times.
I agree with you.
Yeah, my daughter like will come and make bread, banana bread, and I just cherish that moment.
I see my grandkids. This weekend when I was chilling with my grandkids, and two more are gonna be graduating next year, 18, and then another one after that, and I'm like, Jesus Christ!
No
like,
way.
they get, and then you know how they get their lives, and they're like, I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna miss them.
I know.
Yep.
All right, sis, enjoy.
Guys, yes, I will. Much love. I will see you guys next week. And
remember, America's team right here.
There you go. There you go. All right. Much love to everyone. See
Bye.
you guys.
Good night. Good night, ladies.
Bye, guys. Bye.